Okay. Alright, I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Patrick, and I'm going to demo a map I have made today called Labyrinth. I actually want to demo the multiplayer more, but we're going to start with the single player. Let me first show it off, just the nations by themselves. All the nations are named after basically radio calls, the alphabet call names. There are additional call names that were added. So I believe up to right now 75 names are in there if you do add extra nations onto the game. Let me go back and show you that. Or did I get it up to 100? I think I got it up to 100. Okay, so this game is a little bit overloaded, but I believe my nations are the normal military alphabet, a random military alphabet, large city names, and then something else I can't remember, something random. Please excuse me, I can't even remember at this point. But here's the game, Labyrinth. My intentions are hopefully maybe to get some sort of rotation into the map, so every time you play the map it'll be slightly different. But I was actually quite surprised by this map because it worked out that some of the games, at least with the bots anyway, they last for about an hour, and it's not a dumb hour. I see bots get up to 30, 40, 50%, and then another bot will come in and swipe them out again. So it's a stable hour too. But let me show you teams, because that's what I've been really working on recently. Because I heard, how do you make a map for 2 people? 2 people is easy. If you want to make a map for 2 teams, 2 people, 2 teams, you just split it down the middle, and there's not much more to it. But what about 3 teams? How do you split a map into 3 teams? I don't know. I didn't know how to split a map into 3 teams. And at first I tried like 2 long bars top and bottom and another long bar on the left hand side, but the left hand bar just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to the right. So what I ended up with, after a couple different experiments, was this profile. And let me go over here with my compadres. Alright. This is my 3 teams map. What I've done is I've sectioned off the map into 6 zones, and the teams are only spawning in 3 of the 6 zones. And then what happens, as you'll see, is as the nations, again this is assuming all nations, obviously humans are going to spawn wherever they want to spawn, but as you see, as the map fills in, it'll form a perfect 1/3 majority each, or at least approximate. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Because unfortunately in this game, I can't set spawn boundaries by vectors, by diagonals. I can only set squares, rectangles. So this x coordinate to that x coordinate, or this y coordinate to that y coordinate. Alright, so that looks good, and as you can see, it's fairly stable. It's 5 minutes into the game. This game will go on for 10-15 minutes, and it's not like one side is overly winning over the other. Perfect. I'm not going to show you 4 teams. Everyone knows what 4 teams looks like. But 5 teams, what does 5 teams look like? Well, I tried like a monkey in the middle. So like when you look at a dice, the number 5, and there's the 4 on the outside and then a 1 in the middle. And what I thought to do was put team 1 in the middle, and that way the UN clan would just be right in the middle all the time, and they would just get the blunt of it. But in this case, what I've done, and once you get to these higher teams, I'm going to start bumping up the artificial nations just to give the map a higher resolution to see. I tried doing monkey in the middle, but it just didn't work. So I think as a rule with teams games, every team needs to be at the border of the map, and if they're not at the border of the map, the map is it's just going to be unbalanced. I really did try. I tried a couple different ways. I tried many adjustments. It just didn't work. So if you're going to make team profiles that are other than 2 or 4, just be prepared. You're going to test and test and test and test again and again until it works. But as you can see, I have a 5-player team map that's in a square map. Admittedly, this map is kind of like a high drag map, meaning one nation isn't just going to sweep the map through. But here we are 8 minutes in the game, and you still have 5 large nations. Perfect. Now, some people may say, well, 6 teams is easy. 6 teams is that's the easiest thing in the world. And there's a couple ways you can do it, but what I settled on was my original 3 teams map was that I could balance in a certain way by using the certain 2 on the one side and the 1 on the other profile. And essentially for 6, I did the same thing, but I doubled it. Sometimes doubling things doesn't always work, but in this case it did seem to work. 6. I'm still in the world. I don't want to play the world. Why would I want to play the world? By the way, I like that it saves us information between the screens. Start the game. I am red. So for 6, I chose the profile of 2 long ones on either side and a grid essentially in the middle. And I've played this a few times, and each time a different side wins. Sometimes the one side collapses, sometimes the other side collapses. So I'm pretty satisfied, all things considered, because I've seen some other maps and anything more than a couple teams and it just falls apart. Even my own testing, it's really difficult to get this right. But this should grow. Usually one of the innards will fall apart, and then one of the outards will fall apart too. In this case, orange didn't go up north for some reason, so they're probably going to be weaker and have a lack of advantage. Green's stronger, so that means red's weaker. That means purple's stronger, so purple's going to dominate yellow, and orange is now focusing on blue. But let's rewind it. Now let's do it again and see what happens this time. So same thing. Oh, by the way, if you're going to do any kind of teams map, make sure that team 1 is in a more vulnerable position. If you notice there's any kind of leniency towards one team losing ever so slightly more, put the red team there, put team 1 there, because that's the UN clan. That's the majority of players. That's all the people that team. So put them there, and because they have a higher than above average win rate, and they can afford to go down a peg. Don't worry about it, guys. If they're such a good clan, they'll beat all the games, I promise you. Alright, so now the map is completely full. Blue is shrinking. Orange is weak up top, but there are nations up there, so it's different than last time. Red is also shrinking. I have had maps where one of the centers does expand. It's not just a sides game. And this is just with bots. Again, just to be clear with y'all, if for some reason you think I have a bunch of humans playing right now. The nation order is 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is yellow, 4 is green, 5 is purple, and 6 is orange, if I remember correctly. And I say that because you'll have the bulk of the UN under red. If there are secondary large clans with multiple users, they might end up under blue, and then everyone else will be underneath all the other colors. So I threw them in the middle. That's the point I'm making. Alright, so this game too, the ends are winning, but hey, every map has its things. And if you're playing different teams versions, you're gonna have to deal with that. I'm doing my best to try to make this balance, considering that most maps only have 2 and 4, maybe. Possible teams. 7. How do you do 7? I did try monkey in the middle, and that was fun to see red just completely obliterated again and again and again. But I settled on this. It did need a little bit of tuning, but I think now if we watch and the bots do their things, all the colors, teal being the 7th color now, all colors should approximately meet the center. That was my goal. My goal was when the bots spawn, where they spawn, as they expand, all the colors should kind of zoom together in the middle, and it shouldn't end with just one color or one nation in the middle. But red's going to do its thing like red always does. Blocking off purple. I think red is just an aggressive player. Maybe there's something in the code that makes team 1 a more aggressive player. I want to do this one again. Seven teams. So the grid essentially, not this grid that you see the map, but essentially what I've done is I split the map up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 this way, I think. Yeah, that was the grid I created on a piece of paper, and then I did no nation, X, no, X, no, X, no, X, no, X, no. You see what I'm getting at, right? And at that point, it equals the perimeter of the grid I created. And then I had to tweak these ones. So teal had to go up and then inward, and purple also had to go up and inward. The end result, if I remember to put the fast forward yarn, is the colors should stream towards the center equally. Come on, reds, don't be cutting off purple this time. Okay, so teal's keeping pace. Purple's ahead of the game, thank you. Teal is really keeping pace. Thank you, teal. I appreciate it. Purple, well, whatever, purple, I don't care. Okay, so as you can see, most of the nations have made it near center. It's not just a one and done. And each time it's slightly different too. So there's a good amount of randomness in the nations and in the map spawns. That's great. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I am going to open up the standard map version, single player, and I'm just going to play it through with bots so you can see how it naturally plays by itself.